Have you ever had anxiety hit you out of nowhere? Anxious for no reason? One minute you're fine, and the next your heart races, your stomach feels uneasy, or your thoughts are spinning. It's overwhelming, and naturally you start thinking, what's wrong with me? Or why am I feeling this way? Why am I anxious? Let's break this down together. I'll share with you why this happens and what you can do about it with some simple techniques. I want to say a quick thank you to everyone who shows up and supports my channel, and I enjoy helping and showing up for you. If you're new, I'm Mike, creator of Positive Thinking Mind, author of the Positive Thinking Mind Blueprint. Get your copy in the shop or the link below. Now first, I want you to consider something. When you feel anxious for no reason, what's the first thing you notice? Is it a physical feeling in your body, or is it your mind racing with thoughts? This is an important question because understanding where your anxiety shows up first can help you manage it better. For many people, anxiety starts with physical sensations, like a heart racing, tight chest, or tense muscles. This is called somatic anxiety. For others, anxiety shows up as endless worrying, even about small things you know shouldn't bother you. That's cognitive anxiety. Drop a comment and let me know which one sounds like you. Now, sometimes you might even know that there's nothing you can do to change the situation, but the worrying won't stop. We tend to lean more toward one type than the other, physical or mental, but they often overlap. As you start to understand your anxiety, you might realize you experience both, just in different ways. It's like your mind and body are speaking different languages, but both are trying to tell you the same thing. Hey, something needs attention here. Now let's talk about what's happening in your body. Your nervous system has two key parts: the sympathetic nervous system, which gets you energized and alert, and the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps you relax and recover. Think of it like a gas pedal and a brake. The sympathetic nervous system revs you up to face challenges, while the parasympathetic helps you slow down and recharge. Stress isn't always bad. It's what wakes you up in the morning, helps you meet deadlines, and even reminds you to eat when you're hungry. It pushes you to prepare for that big presentation or motivates you to solve a problem. But when your stress response is too strong or constant, your body releases stress chemicals like adrenaline and cortisol, even when there's no real danger. This can leave you feeling anxious for what seems like no reason. It's not that there's something wrong with you, it's just your body stuck in alert mode. When your body stays in a constant state of alert, relaxing or falling asleep can feel nearly impossible. That anxious feeling might stick around even during quiet moments because your brain is still scanning for threats. Your mind thinks, if I stay alert, I'll be prepared, but all it really does is exhaust you. So how do we calm this down? First, recognize that anxiety isn't the enemy. It's just trying to protect you, even if it's overreacting. It's like an overzealous security guard who thinks every shadow is a threat. Appreciating that anxiety has a purpose, even if it's misplaced, can shift your perspective. One helpful trick is to imagine your anxiety as a character. Picture it as a little cartoon version of that worried voice in your head. Give it a name. Maybe it's a frazzled squirrel, jittery bird, or a tiny alarm that keeps ringing even when there's no fire. Naming it helps you separate yourself from the feeling, making it easier to say, hey, I hear you, but I've got this. Now let's dig a little deeper. Is your anxiety your default emotion? Do you feel anxious more often than anything else? If so, it might be covering up other emotions like sadness, anger, or even grief. People get so used to feeling anxious that they don't realize they're actually sad or frustrated underneath it all. For example, I once worked with someone who felt anxious every time they had to attend family gatherings. On the surface, it seemed like social anxiety. But as we explored it, they realized the anxiety was covering up feelings of resentment and sadness about unresolved family conflicts. The anxiety was a shield, protecting them from facing those deeper emotions. The key is to slow down. I know that's tough, especially when you're feeling anxious. But when you pause and really tune in, you might uncover what's hiding beneath the surface. Try asking yourself, what am I really feeling right now? Or is there another emotion under this anxiety? Here's a simple exercise you can try. Find a quiet space where you feel safe. Sit comfortably, close your eyes if that feels okay, and take a few deep breaths. Notice where you feel the anxiety in your body. Is it in your chest, your stomach, your throat? Place your hand gently on that area. Imagine sending warmth and kindness to that spot. Now ask yourself, if this anxiety could speak, what would it say? Listen without judgment. Don't try to fix it, just be curious. You might be surprised by what comes up. Maybe your anxiety is saying, I'm scared of being judged, or I'm sad because I feel alone. Whatever it is, acknowledge it. Naming the feeling can lessen its power. Another helpful tool is grounding. When anxiety feels overwhelming, grounding techniques can bring you back to the present moment. And one of my favorites is the 5-4-3-2-1 method. You name 5 things you can see around you, name 4 things you can feel, like the texture of your clothes or the floor beneath your feet. Name 3 things you can hear, name 2 things you can smell, and 1 that you can taste. This exercise helps shift your focus from anxious thoughts to your immediate surroundings, calming your nervous system. A few other tools you can use, which you can find on our channel, and I'll leave links in the description so you can check them out, are guided meditations, yoga, and grounding exercises. These are all wonderful techniques to help you slow down and be present in the moment. Also consider how your lifestyle might be affecting your anxiety. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you eating regularly and staying hydrated? Are you drinking a lot of coffee or ingesting too much caffeine, making you jittery? Lack of sleep, poor nutrition, caffeine, and dehydration can all intensify anxiety symptoms. Movement can also help. Physical activity releases endorphins, which are natural mood boosters. You don't need to run a marathon. Even a short walk outside, some gentle stretching, or dancing to your favorite song can make a difference. And lastly, don't underestimate the power of connection. Talking to someone you trust can be incredibly grounding. You don't have to face anxiety alone. Whether it's a friend, family member, or a therapist, sharing your feelings can help you feel supported and less isolated. So the next time anxiety hits out of the blue, remember, it's just a signal. You're not broken. Your body and mind are trying to get your attention. Acknowledge it, name it if it helps, and remind yourself that you're in control, not your anxiety. And if you feel comfortable, share in the comments, what does your anxiety feel like? Do you experience it more in your body or your thoughts? Let's support each other and learn from one another's experiences. Stay positive, friends.